Yes, massive. What? And around this here, Jamaican brother, they are reaching out to all the massive on the African continent and in tuning to the Pan African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joey. Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. I like to drink and I like to party. Tonight we are on another blanket. Nothing up on sunset. I thought you told me how to do on the shit that your budget. Sister, me eat a bite. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent and into the Pan African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joey. Monday, Friday. Thank you.
Yes, Karibuni Sana family. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Karibuni Sana. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever the time is on your end, but a very good afternoon. Karibuni Sana to yet another beautiful episode right here on the Pan African, right on the Black Fire Network. Let me rewind that. Let me rewind that. Good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you're listening to me from. Karibuni Sana to yet another beautiful episode of African Bliss, right here on the Black Fire Network radio station. A very warm good afternoon, and of course, it is exactly 43 minutes, 44 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. Let me know what the time on your end, and of course, Karibuni Sana to all our first-time listeners, viewers, and of course, do remember to follow the host, subscribe on whatever platform you are streaming live with me from, and of course, do let me know unanisikizia kutoka maeneo gani. Big up and shout out to everyone on TikTok right here with us. I see Mr. Blackwood Fan Network himself. He said we should not add the network, but this is me, I just don't know. I have to do that, I just have to do that. But Karibu Sana, I hope you're doing amazing this amazing morning on your end. It is a very actually warm afternoon right here in the 254. The sun is out like no man's business, and I can't really complain because I'm not the cold weather persons. I totally refuse to freeze. I'd rather sun gaze. I'd rather be burnt and feel the hot test, but not literally be freezing. I really do not like the cold weather. It's not for me. It makes me look like I'm literally like, I don't know how to say kusema mnyonge. I don't know how to say mnyonge in English, but it makes you feel like you've been pressed somewhere, in a corner, like someone is just assaulting you and all that. But anyway, Karibuni Sana, and I hope you guys are looking forward to stick with me till the end of today's amazing show. Shout out to everyone on Facebook, YouTube, on the radio station, on Rumble. I hope you guys are getting me loud and clear. For those who are on Rumble, you guys never communicate. I see people actually, there have been people who have been waiting for me to go live on Rumble when once I set up the show, but none of you do communicate. But we still do appreciate you for being part of this amazing network. I do hope you can make it a norm of just communicating with us and letting know what's up, because we'd really love to engage with you as well regarding different matters that we get to break down right here on the Black Fire Network radio station. Good morning once again to you, Keith. I hope you're doing amazing. And of course, Karibu Sana. Kindly keep on tapping the screen to encourage more viewers to come right here and to also, engage with us. I shall be getting back to the music that was in very the storyteller with Bwana Sherehe, and I hope you guys have gotten to enjoy that one. Back to it. This is Minimal Pressure by the one and only Calligraph Jones, and of course I'll be back after this with the quote of the day, and of course letting you know what we're talking about, because I want to be sharing video by Julius Malema. Yesterday we broke down a little bit, and rather we've been talking about the opposition leaders, how they have been not helping the people fight their freedom. We've seen that these so-called opposition leaders are just other puppets who are paid to make the continent look like it's moving in a certain way of Pan-Africanism, but it's not. They're just being used to keep people oppressed the same way, the old way, and literally no system is meant to change. So we'll be discussing about that, because I'll be calling him out. He's part of the oppositions. We've seen for the longest time he's been calling himself a freedom fighter in South Africa. But how has this helped South Africans? Because we've seen most of the South Africans are living in oppression. Most of them are not okay. They are literally living in the worst situation. And while the white people are the most prioritized people, in that particular country. So Karibuni Sana, do feel free to engage with me and let me know where you're listening to me from. Big up to Bitesh Backup. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. Big up to Anna. Big up to Kax Halox. Karibu Sana. Ni Kak Halox ama ni nani? Karibu Sana. And of course to everyone who's streaming live with me. This is the Black Fire Network radio station. I also see Anna Maina in the building. And my name is Joby. And you're tuning in to the Pan-African Bliss. Minimal Pressure by Calligraph Jones. I hope you get to enjoy this. Usipatiwa pressure na mtu yeyote. Literally, this so-called government of ours, we should be giving them pressure, not them giving us pressure of how we should be living. Get that?
Big shout out to Vince and the big by the way. Remember that time I said that drop gonna happen. Silly stuff from my time, I'm getting everything I'm asking for. Made it on my own like that, man. I just tell them we don't like that. Don't get them like that. I'm in my zone like that, so we give it to them even if they don't like that. If they don't like, made it on my own like that, man. I just tell them we don't like that. Don't get them like that. I'm in my zone like that, so we give it to them even if they don't like that. If they don't like that, yeah. One thing that we learn about this life, never tolerate what you dislike. See, I don't like it when a chick fight. That's why I had to marry me a rich wife. Spend it in my bed, and kibishana kidogo asha aim machete. Kufanya mamblay no check. Kumuli yako leo train my tech. 2012 in the juicy too. Y'all remember when I used to bring that CD too? Young niggas are some bougie dudes. I ain't acting in the city for movie crew. Check. I may be the next plane, I'm a Denzel, but I can still settle for a nigga portion. A lot of you niggas know that I've been well. Bado kitaka ni jam, then we'll a portion. Meji sets in a stress na success. Eja funguliwa na kia na ikoto mas. When you said, cause you would have ever guessed munge rambo na economy ya bottom up. Local tracks kidogo ni monotonous. Also enough me toka na mdondoko dan.
Yes, and my quote of the day says, this is an African proverb actually. It says that you cannot beat a drum with one finger, meaning you cannot give all your energy and attention to anything. You have to give all your energy and attention to anything you do. You cannot beat a drum with one finger, meaning you have to give all your energy and attention to anything you do. And this actually, because we are about to talk about the African despots who claim that they have the right and feel like they can call out other leaders and not actually calling out themselves, like Julius Malema. I love this guy. He really gives out amazing speeches. And we've seen for the couple of weeks while he pulled up massive crowd in South Africa and he was educating his people like, yo, we need to fight for freedom, He'd say that right now or never. And you need to understand that power is in your hands. We're glad to see this. But are actions being applied? Because the same people talking like that, they're the same people, who are being paid to keep the continent operating the same way it has been operating for their own benefits, for their own goddamn benefits. So let me know how you feel about this. I'll be back after this short musical break. And of course, once again, Calligraph Jones with minimal pressure. Let me know how you feel.
Local tracks kidogo ni monotonous. Also enough metoka na mdondoko dance. Most of us kubanya kiboso time. More your heart, but I mean over most of us. Not to black the state on a moto plus and vocal. That's to state on and doto class. Bonko pass kuombama poko nya.
Big up to DJ Official in the building. Big up to Benji in the building.
I say that's gonna happen though.
I hope you're doing amazing.
I'm getting everything I'm asking for. Made it on my own like that. Man, I just tell them we don't get down like that. We don't get down like that. I'm in my soul.
But yes, of course, Karibuni Sana once again to the Pan-African Bliss, and you're listening to the media of the 21st century. This is the Black of Fire Network radio station, and I'm your host, Joby. To my amazing first-time listeners and viewers, kindly consider following the host. Tap the screen to encourage more people to come right here and do have this amazing conversation with us. Big up to also everyone on Facebook. Smash that like button. Everyone on YouTube, subscribe in case you're new. Smash that like button. On the radio station, Wagwan, kindly keep the comments coming via the show page. And of course, as we start with right away what is going on, I want to start with what is happening in Africa. We saw that yesterday, and this is actually regarding the election when it comes to power. Zimbabwe actually right now is supposed to be, it's actually under, they're supposed to be, I think they're under election right now. There's elections going on in Zimbabwe. And we've seen actually the Commonwealth has come forth to observe this. The same situations, the same copy and paste situations you'll see. Every time we have an African country trying to elect another new leader, there are always other internationals, these Western so-called, let me call them the CIAs, who are sent to come and see how the elections are going, And of course, because there's no democracy, they come act like they're still observing when they know who the president is, because they have been literally tutoring, nurturing, and, like pampering the next puppet to come and do the work perfectly. I always say actually the most trained puppet I think is Museveni. He's well trained. Then we have Kagame, and then now we have Ruto. Ruto is really doing it amazing. Like Ruto is doing great. I think Ruto is surpassing Uhuru Kenyatta at this point. Ruto is just doing it the most, and it's fearlessly the most. Like it's just overdoing it and all. But in Zimbabwe, what is happening? Let me share my screen with those who are with me on YouTube. So you can be able to read the article, break the article down with me. So Zimbabwe, what is going on? And of course, we want to talk also about the Central African Republic. And now we talk about the elections in general. And then we shall be getting to the video of Malema. I don't want to actually rather do too much. So Zimbabwe has welcomed, the Zimbabwe president has welcomed the Commonwealth election observers. And they're saying that President Mnangagwa did welcome the Commonwealth delegations, which has been tasked with observing Zimbabwe's election into his official residence. And the team arrived at the State House as the Commonwealth continues to decide whether it should readmit Zimbabwe. Former President Robert Mugabe pulled Zimbabwe out of the group in 2003 after the nation was suspended for human rights violation, and Zimbabwe applied to rejoin after Mr. Mnangagwa took office in 2018. First question is, ask yourself, why did we have Mugabe pulling out from Commonwealth? Why did we have Mugabe, pulling out from Commonwealth? And now we had a new puppet being elected. He literally now rejoins again. What scheme is going on right here? Every time we have a true Pan-Africanist leader, perfect example, I won't even go far to history. We have the recent late John Magufuli. Most of the things he had shut down, most of the media houses he had shut down, most of the things he had not literally agreed to happen in his country. Once we had Samia Suluhu popping, everything changed. So you need to ask yourself, Who is the true leader right here? Why would one leader say no to this if he really meant this is unharmed to us as African people, but someone else comes and literally rejoins the same group? Who are we supposed to trust? Who do the questions land to? And who is controlling Africa? Who says yes and who says no? Those are questions we need to ask, because things are getting out of hand in Africa, and unless they're taken control of, we're still gonna be controlled. And this is what exactly is happening. You see these people always popping in and out to always maintain their power and purpose to keep on working and serving them. While we, the African people, our images are gonna be taken by them who control the mainstream media, demonstrating. We're going against democracy. You're going against the law of this country. You're going against the human rights when you're fighting for what is rightfully yours. But when your body or a body of your relative is found at River Yala or anywhere, nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about this. It's just crazy. But they're also saying, on Monday, Zimbabwe Information, that was yesterday, Zimbabwe's Information Ministry posted a video of the Commonwealth delegation's leader at a State House, and the observer groups from the European Union, Regional Bloc, the South African Development Community, and the African Union also visited Mr. Mnangagwa's residence. So we have the EU, the European Union, we have the SADC, if I'm correct, the SADC, the South Africa Development Community, and then we have the Africa Union. What are they doing? What is the African Union actually doing here? And understand the European Union. This African Union should not even be seen anywhere in any African country trying to observe anything, because first and foremost, it's not been working for African countries. It's been working and set up to work against our countries and our people. So excuse me, with the bullshit of the European and all these so-called, the names they have been given to act like they have power. We spoke about this yesterday, actually. And we need to understand that these people have no power. The power lies in our hands. We are the warriors. They have nothing. The only thing we need is just weapons, and see how it's going to turn this into a war as we take over revolution and all that. But it's crazy. They also go ahead and say the Commonwealth spokesperson said last week that the group, Haile Toya, Karibuni Sana, they're saying that our Commonwealth spokesperson said last week that the group has been recessing the nation's adherence to Commonwealth value, and Wednesday's election, which is tomorrow, will be a significant step in the country's democratic governance. And democratic governance, and the civil society groups has expressed the concern that the polls will not be free or fair. Exactly. Of course they will not. If you do not understand election at this point, African people always ask us, this is a question I've asked myself for the longest time. What would happen if we wake up one day and don't go vote? Will these people literally select themselves? And if yes, if that happens, yeah, it's going to be a war, okay? It has to be a war. It's either freedom or none, literally. It has to be, we need to understand what has been going on for the longest time. What scheme is this? You make people wake up hoping for a change because they can't take their children to school, because hospital is so expensive. We saw yesterday about Black people, and it's not just actually in America, even in Africa. Why do we have African people always going all the way to India and all these outside countries to look for better medication? When it comes to cancer treatment and a lot of bullshit that they have brought to us through their foods, that these so-called despots who are running for other seats and other terms have allowed to happen. It's just crazy. At this point, if you don't understand it, that's always my question, literally. What would happen if African people, if we literally say, we're not going to vote because we don't see no change? Since we had independence, there's no change. We're not independent. We're always begging and begging and begging, and we're begging you, the people we're choosing, you. We're not even begging the Europeans, we're begging you. Why are we begging? And this is why I said, you can't keep on living in oppression. You can't keep on, they are supposed to be the depressed ones, not we, the common wananchi. These people should be sweating blood and tears trying to make Africa great for their people, because they do not want, if they really meant Pan-Africanism, leadership, and meant to protect the rights of their people and really cared for their people, that is the first thing they should have done. They should be sweating blood and tears right now, trying to secure our lives, trying to protect us, our data, everything away from these people. But no, Ruto said it's war. Sudan, come on, what's up? You know, you can take over M-Pesa, you can take over the citizenship and all that. You can talk about anything. And I asked a very simple question. Do you know how threatening that is? If you didn't feel threatened that day where we saw our money being held captive because of what was going on between Sudan and Kenya, you're still sleeping. Where is our freedom? Where is our freedom? That is my question. Who controls what? I'm waiting to that point where it's going to get to the bank. People are going to be withdrawing their money and they're going to be told there's no money, you know, because they're trying to introduce the digital currency. I'm waiting for that part, because this is already happening. In China, you can see people are not even able to pay up anything. If you don't have, if you can't, you're paying shit with your hands and all that is happening. And this is because, you know, I think because of the you know what I think was a passcode. And I think, oh my God, we should not allow this to happen. If they're going to come up with another pandemic to subject more people, I think, I don't want to talk much. I'm on YouTube, but I'm connecting the dots right now. They're hitting. I don't want to say much, you know. I wish I was on TikTok alone, but I'm on YouTube. But on this situation of Zimbabwe, I'm saying no to this. And this is what I'm saying. This country, actually, if you look at the situation of this country, they have been sanctioned. It's always been sanctions and sanctions and sanctions in this country. And lots of debt that don't make sense for us as African people and the countries themselves. You're full of minerals, you're full of resources, but you've been giving it all away for nothing, fake money. And you're still indebted because of this fake money out of your own resources. It's crazy. Go back to the drawing board. We have the Central Africa Republic, which we also see that the top court of its country has approved the outcome of July referendum that increases the length of presidential terms to 7 years. We're talking about the Central African Republic. Do you know, actually, we didn't even grow up studying a lot about Central African Republic. We knew a lot about the Central Republic of Congo. The African Central Republic, it's not really that much even spoken about. Like, these people have, and it's still happening because of this war they want to keep on bringing in African countries. What they want to keep on dividing people and the continent into smaller pieces as much as they can. Niger, Nigeria, Central African Republic, Central Republic of Congo. It's all the same, you know? And literally, you know, it's all the same. We have so much connecting words. Like, we have so many words that are always connecting us. Either in Swahili, whether in that Luo bullshit, Kikuyu, you'll always understand someone from somewhere in a way or another, like it or not. But back to this, they're saying that the Central African Republic top court has approved the outcome of the July referendum that increases the length of presidential term to 7 years. And this removes the limit on the re-election. They're saying that the court declared that an overwhelming majority of 95% approved the vote and turnout at just above 57%. And the new law creates an office of vice president appointed by the president and an unicameral parliament, doing away with the Senate. It also bans politicians with dual citizenship from running for president and increases the number of Supreme Court judges from 9 to 11. I mean, don't you see this same thing happening in Kenya? Just immediately after we heard Ruto being appointed president, there was some rumors of where they needed to change the referendum and all that so that it can prolong the terms. And Ugandans warned us. I remember this was trending on Twitter. Ugandans said, Kenyans, you are not ready. You are not ready for dictatorship. And of course, we are not ready. Nobody is ready. Nobody wants to be dictated. We need to move in freedom. Because at this point, as much as we saw people refusing and all this, because people did speak a lot about this, at the end of the day, we can still see dictatorship literally on the naked eye. We saw the judges being appointed. We saw also the same thing happening in Kenya. All this is just a copy and paste thing that they do in every African country. And this is all to do with power. Completely. So if you connect what is going on here in Zimbabwe, you understand that we have no freedom as a people. We don't control our election. There's someone who is being favored in all this because it's not us. It's not us as people. It's always the president, but not us. And it will never, ever be us. Trust me, it will never, ever, ever be us. But anyway, let me move on from this very quickly and share what now Julius Malema had to say. And Noah is pointing out the leaders, African leaders to be precise, because of selling out they have sold out the African continent to the Chinese and all the other allies. And the same person calling out on the African leaders selling out the continent, he has not been able to help his people. One. Secondly, he's the same person last week on the video still where he was telling his people you need to fight and all that. He said, we are not chasing away Russia. It's Ramaphosa. Why are you supporting Russia? You can't talk about fighting, people, how the other people have helped our enemies to succeed while you don't hold yourself accountable that you're also supporting our enemy. Let's talk about that. Let me share this.
But the problem you foreign interests are interfering and even bothering the other. We should not, as Africans, anywhere, because we are rejected, we are hated everywhere. We should not find it easy to fight with each other. It must.
But isn't this what is happening? Because the same auction. Okay, let me start. This is why these people are always mumbling. What is happening in Haiti, between Haiti and Kenya? We were just discussing that yesterday. If this person means his words, actually, yesterday we had Danny Harrison asking about the East African countries, why they can't create union, the East African Union. There is not that. And South Africa actually should be part of us. South Africa should be part of, I don't know, it should be part, we should not be having this division. You're talking about how they should not make it so easy in dividing us, but you won't call out these leaders. Show us that you really mean to talk our issues, solve our problems within us. But no, you choose say, oh, Russia, we're not fighting you, Russia. We're not fighting you. It's Ramaphosa. You go beating around the bush. No straight facts and no nothing. But
must be the most painful.
Big up to New Beginning, Karibuni Sana in the building. Nice to see you back right here. Welcome, and I hope you're doing great today.
And the most difficult thing for an African to take up guns and shoot at another African. Because if others can do it, they will do
Maria, you are live. Are you
it with easy? It must be difficult for
what?
us. We are hated everywhere in the world. We are treated like we are not human. Ourselves. That's why here in South Africa, every time we will.
A second. Let me just give me a second as we move on with this video.
You want foreigners in our. We know not going to kill against next in the villages, because that is not just us. So we are for Africans, and Africans everywhere must always find African solution to their problems without Russia's interference, without France interference, without British interference. we need to sit down and find solutions of Africa by Africans, and not this borrowed interference that we see all the time. We will make sure that the government of the EFF finds an African solution.
Hi, Maria. Hi, you took over my show. This is my time. I'm supposed to be live right now. What's up? Um, you're supposed to go live from you're supposed to go live from 10 to 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Keith. Um, and Sahi kulia kwa sababu unaniharibia program. This is a program. It's been set up, and we can't have two programs running. That is not how the programs are supposed to be well scheduled, and I don't understand what is happening. But anyway, it's okay. I don't know. I'm live. You're live, but anyway, I think I'll continue with mine. Then we'll see how this will go out. Nice to see you, though. Uh, yeah, I'm on the one. You're not me. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, we continue with our video.
Which is going to be permanent and not driven by foreign company or multinational companies' interest. We make no apology with our alliance with China, because we believe that China can help us even with load shedding. We need a government that has got interests and that negotiate good terms.
See what is
and say to China, build it, operate it,
See?
and hand it over to South Africa.
See what he's talking about, not Africa building its own. See what he's talking about, and he's called at this point. He's calling out African leaders. He's calling out African leaders for selling out Africa to China. But listen to his papetism talk.
The Chinese will never refuse to do that. They've never refused to do that.
Of course they are.
But because we're at our alliances with the West and America, we've missed opportunities to strengthen our own economy through fostering working relationship with countries that will not destroy us. China is not going to colonize Africa.
What? It's happening. Listen, Zimbabwe, where is not Zimbabwe, Zambia. Is it Zambia? Zambia right now, it has been completely taken over by China. Kenya is next. Aren't we studying Mandarin right now? Oh, I forgot. Who else? Which other country are being sanctioned by China? I mean, Russia is saving off your debt, but they're working together still under the BRICS economy. And with this same country that is talking about how the African leaders have been sellouts. But anyway, we continue. China is not going to take over Africa. You see the damn shit he's talking about, and you'll find that the African I'll go through the comments to see what African people have to say.
Problem is your corrupt leaders who go to China with empty bags and come back with money. They want money and they negotiate with money in their mind.
Wow, we go with empty bags. What about these people who have we saw literally in a video I was sharing some time back about Congo, where children are exploited when it comes to mining. We saw it's a Chinese company, a Chinese firm that literally controls and owns that regional state, whatever that area where they're mining, they are in control of it. But you're here telling us China will not colonize Africa. That is a disagreement. African leaders go to China empty bags. Literally, oh my God. Are we supposed to go with mineral resources which they have been taking literally and grabbing for free? They have not been asking. They have been killing and stealing. But we still need to go and with the resources so we can get money. Or what does it mean? We go empty bags and come back with money. We negotiate with money. We never negotiate with money. These people are the ones who negotiate with money towards us. And this is how we, for so long, that's why Africa, we are unstable. Because we've been dealing with fake money. While the real shit is literally sleeping on our hands like that because we do not know the value. Crazy. But
So you come to me like that, I will also dribble you.
see?
So go there with proper ideas, not with corrupt mentality. There's no China that wants to colonize anywhere. How do you get colonized now?
Any South African listening to this mandem right here, you must be mad. Let me tell you. If you're listening to this crazy Ramaphosa right here telling you that, you need to come on, be better. This guy, if you're listening, and he's calling himself a freedom fighter. This is a freedom fighter of African people and South Africans in general. And he's telling you how China is a better ally. If you go to China, you need to have a sack of gold and, some diamonds so you can take it to them so they can give you money. Stop going there empty bags and coming back with loans. You need to give resources. And after giving resources, we need to be better. Crazy.
When you are the negotiator.
I see Tommy Engineer is saying that Ruto haju hiyo. Now I know, right? You're right. You damn right, correct. He does. Ruto atambu hiyo.
South Africa
Lakini wote wako to the same. That's one thing we need to understand. They're all one in the same.
surrendered a port.
Up to DJ Montel Kenya in the building, and also I see Odoyo Ambio in the building, Dennis in the building, Karibuni Sana.
Now, in Durban now. That's colonialism, where you just take your port and give it to other
Up to Young Matnoti in the building.
people, surrendering your sovereignty.
Thank you for tapping the screen.
And later you're going to say people have colonized you. When you go to China and say, give us a power station airport, why would they miss that opportunity? It's not them, it's your stupidity. Policy of China, we've gone through it many times that seeks to colonize anyone.
Big up to Wise Classic in the building. Karibuni Sana. Follow the host in case this is your first time right here. And I see Young Manoti saying that, hi, dear, you look beautiful today. Thank you. I'm always like that. And thank you for the compliment, though. You're saying that play for me. This is not a music station program, sorry. This is a talk show. So we just diverse right here. Just dive into the conversation, and let us know how you feel. Talking about Ramaphosa, I'm sharing a video about Ramaphosa. And he's telling shortening our lives. This is next, while it's them doing it. I don't know, but I just hope as things move and change, whatever we keep on talking about, I just hope it really applies for real. It's gonna be great to see Africa and us growing as Africans, because whatever I said, trust you me, last week, we've not even grown as Africans. We've grown up with the European mentality. We have not grown with that part of us being Africans, because majority of what we fed is all Western and all coming from the Western people. Politics, education, religion, how to live, how to dress, and all that. They want to dictate everything. What?
The Cubans, you go to them, you seek solution, they will provide it. And then they don't say, we give the Cubans the money that we are giving them.
Warning on Facebook. I don't know why we are getting a warning on Facebook. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, let's continue.
Which we offered to the Cubans. The money to Cuba is not necessarily to pay for the doctors. It's a solidarity fund. We're in solidarity with Cuba, and we'll double that money when we take over government. Because Cuba did not give us money. It gave us life. People died fighting for our democracy. Why should we be told by people who oppressed us that Cuba joined us to fight against how we must relate with Cuba? We cannot allow that. How do we get more energy into the grid and not about more money to me and my family? The coal power stations that were decommissioned will recommission them, because you can't decommission a power station for green energy that gives you less than what that power station was giving you. It's illogical. We are all for green. We are all for clean energy, but not at the detriment of the economy of South Africa. We cannot destroy our base to appease USA and the UK.
You've been doing it. Come on. South Africans are in the dark. You've been doing it. Stop lying. You have been doing it.
If the green gives me 2,000 megawatts, whatever I'm going to decommission should be giving me 2,000 megawatts or even less. So I know I decommission this one, and the alternative is this one, and therefore I don't run short of what I'm requiring to sustain the economy of South Africa and to give our people a reliable electricity. So we also are going to stop this thing of taking out our clean energy, our clean coal to outside countries and leaving us here with a dirty coal and being told we are polluting. The pollution, whether it happens in China, whether it happens in the UK, whether it happens in Germany, whether it happens in the USA, is going to affect us even here in South Africa. So why is there a story that we must not use coal in South Africa, yet we see tons, millions and millions of tons being taken out of South Africa? Where are they going? The story should not be let's decommission coal power stations. The story should be coal because it's not clean and it's not good for the environment. Let's stop mining coal at all. So no one uses coal. It can't be that South Africa must not use coal, but other people are using coal. It's wrong. So there's no coal that is going to live here. We're going to make sure that we produce enough and reliable and clean coal, and we'll engage with our own allies in the form of China and to come with new technology to deal with emission.
Lies and lies and lies and lies. That is what I'm gonna say. It's lies. Okay.
So we need to make sure that which we say other
with who to do what
people must not do, we don't do ourselves. Because to ask of us
mind you, the speech is about calling out African leaders, but look at what he's saying.
Distract and use us as an experiment in exchange for money and to killing of our people, because this load shedding has killed a lot of people here in South Africa, has killed a lot of businesses here in South Africa, and you can all feel it. Yet we must be the first ones to be used as an experiment. You need a very firm leadership that will prioritize the interest of the country before any other thing, and not sell the country to the highest bidder.
We do not need no new leaders. What we need is a one African continent to be able to do all this nonsensical bullshit you're saying without China and without Russia, without none of this influence you claim are better allies, not like America or the United States, like you're saying. Bliss-Malema, okay? We do not need no better president, but one African continent to make better decision. African problems for African solutions, okay? African solution for African problems, however you want to call it. That's how it's supposed to be. But you calling out still, oh, China, oh, Russia, and all this is just, listen. And I want to go to the comments of what people had to say about this speech. And I want to see what my people had to say. Is Bliss-Malema the best next president to rule Africa, like we had people saying about Ruto? Because he said he's going to take another loan, people are saying this is the best president. Or just because he made one random perfect speech, he should be the president of Africa. Pay attention to these puppets, okay? They're all puppets. Why and how did these people first get into power? Why and how did Bliss-Malema get into power? Those are some of the things we need to actually dig into, and I'm going to start doing that. When and how? What is your history in politics? How did you get into this position? What made you become a freedom fighter? What were you fighting for? What really got you this position for people to say, yes, we really feel you really stand for this position of you being a freedom fighter? How and where and when? How did it happen? Which process? Because these people are picked from poverty, you know, by these European people. They are literally groomed to become puppets. They are trained just because there is money, and because they come from poor backgrounds, they are groomed. And they turn out and pan out being the perfect despot opposition they can ever be. And they're doing it amazing. And this is why you see they're able to make speeches which you think they are making sense, but they ain't. Trust me. You think this, actually, if you're paying attention clearly, and I'm glad I'm really able to understand things perfectly clearly right now. 2 years ago, I could just share a video and I'm just like, yeah, that's what he said. Whatever he said. But no. These people have been mumbling, fumbling, and literally trying to hide the truth behind their pretty, handsome, innocent face. Because that's what they give. Pretty, handsome, innocent. Come on. We know the tricks right now. Bliss-Malema, we know the tricks. We know the tricks.
The trade union was compromised. The Communist Party was compromised. The youth movement was killed. Of the day could not face prosecution for their corruption. We observed all of this and decided, but we cannot sit back and allow the continuation of the deterioration of state of affairs in our country. Decided to form an organization on the 26th of July 2013 and called it the EFF.
Yeah, this is the kind of leadership we want in the continent of Africa. You know, there has rumors, and of course,
now you see the person even analyzing the video does not understand. These all just lies and all this. Pick details and all that. Oh, you can't go to China empty-handed and all this. And why is it that China can come here empty-handed and move away full loaded? And we've not benefited when they move from Africa. They come empty, but they're going to move back to their countries loaded with gold, diamonds, and everything you want to talk about. And that is not even enough. Because of indoctrination, colonization, colonized mind, slaved mind, because truth be told, our minds are still enslaved. Like it or not, you call yourself how free you are. So long as actually you're on TikTok, majority of you are not telling me nothing. Sorry, I'm not abusive, I'm not nothing. We're here to just speak facts. Majority of you are not ready for the truth. Okay, and once you're told the truth, it hurts you so much. You think that someone is coming against you, or it's like they're bitter about politics. It's like we're bitter about history. We see most people come and they think that, why are you bitter? Why are you bitter about truth? I'm not bitter. And if I am bitter, yes, I have the right to be bitter. Because why is it that someone who's supposed to be working for me, not delivering his promise? You're supposed to do this. Why didn't you do it? You're supposed to deliver this. You said you're going to get people jobs. Why are people hustlers right now hustling for you? The so-called funds that we were given, how have they helped us? Let me tell you, it's a high time we call a spade a spade. Enough of being scared of these puppets. It's enough. I said yesterday and I'll say it again. Fear is a weapon being used on us. And they're using this as a weapon because they know they come again with the pretty handsome faces. And I'm calling it that because that's how they act. Pretty handsome faces. Oh, we sympathize with you. We understand you. You know, the country was left like this by the other. There's always blame games, understand again. It was left like this by the previous leadership. Oh, Uhuru did this. Munagangwa did this. Buhari did this. But they're all part of this regime because I'm asking for you to become a politician, whatever. What is most of these people? We need to do serious investigations on the internet. And because still they are going to be protected by the people they serve, the truth is always hidden. We need to start looking deep. How do these puppets actually go to look at Rigathi Gachagua? How did this mofo become a deputy president? Do you know his so-called brother was a governor in Kenya? I didn't know this until I saw an article on Twitter. This guy has stolen multiple of millions of money from poor people who are supposed to be given food for aid. But he pocketed all that money. And this is why you see him right now, he can come and talk like a dictator, along his fellow dictator, just because they have money. It's all about money. Now, let me tell you, this money is fake money. We have to take power. Okay? Power. And that comes from unity. This stupidity of China, nonsense, okay? It's all nonsensical. It's either we have one continent, one leader who makes decisions for the whole continent. No favorism. No imbalanced bullshit. No inequality. We live in equality. And having everything quality. Because we have all the quality right here in Africa. What are you talking about? What? You seen children wearing gloves as shoes? Have you seen that in South Sudan? Children are wearing literally gloves that are supposed to be washing a toilet as shoes. This is Africa. And we have people who are wearing leather and all types of designer shoes, Balenciaga and all types of bullshit coming from Africa. Yo. Let me tell you, this is why actually the education, let me tell you, the education of using guns need to come to Africa. We need to be taught how to use these weapons. Because trust me, if majority of us catch them with this anger, we're gonna go crazy. Okay? Without thinking, I'm gonna be looking for Ruto and I'll be shooting everyone. Because I'm angry. It really hurts waking up and you realize you've been living in lies. That shit really snaps so hard. And it even hurts more every day. You keep on realizing truth, or rather you keep on figuring out some things every day and you're like, wow, you mean I've been living like this? Not understanding this? I mean, yes, we can't blame us, but yo, change is coming. But I'm coming to the end of my today's show. I see life is good in the building. Let me go through the comments. I see Kitty saying exactly 100% Joby, and also saw Kericho Finance in the building, and whoever was right here. So Mighty Carl, Life Trod is saying because we hold to colonial cultures and commerce. I agree with you. We do actually. We do. Thank you so much. We do. Actually, that makes it that makes sense. It just makes sense. But we need to rechange the education. You understand? Actually, that is true. We hold on to the colonial cultures, and people don't want to let go. And this is when you tell them, it hurts them so much. That is true. Actually, pure facts. That is why when you tell people about religion, about politics, they're like, nah, about history, about Jomo Kenyatta, they're like, what? Because they want to hold on to those colonial cultures, whatever we've been told to keep on holding on to. It's just insane. It's insane. But anyway, I also see you saying that we want to dine equally upon what our predators dine. Exactly, which is ourselves. Period. And no other debate about it. That's on period. Okay? That's it. We don't need no other debate. We need to dine. Actually, it all belongs to us. All of it. None of them belongs to them. None of it. But anyway, I'm coming towards the end of my today's show. And I appreciate so much Rayvon was tuned in. I also see Kitty saying exactly 100% Joby. Lifetron is saying that Africa puts Europe and Arabs names first, colonial cultures first, their religion first. Exactly. You get it, man. You my minds. You get it. You get it. That is what is really happening. That is what exactly has been happening. And we need to actually wake up from that mentality because it's all right here. Okay? The same way you can be able to create your life here, this is the same way they have been literally been able to capture you not to reason because it's all right here. It's just right here. You need to just snap it. Change the reason, the way you reason, see things at a different view. Okay? Stop thinking people are demonic. Because right now, let me tell you, people are waking up. Then those who are in religion, those who have woken up and actually tapping into the African spirituality, getting to understand how history has been literally projected to us and with full of lies and all that, they think we are demonic. This lady, I'm always gonna give her credit. She's right here on TikTok telling people about religion, and I love what she's doing. And people can't take it. They're just going crazy because they are like, "What are you talking about religion? What you say, Jesus? What do you mean? This is not real. Are you crazy? You know." It's crazy. But anyway, I am proud to see majority of us are really waking up from different countries of Africa, and of course even to the Black people in diaspora, because history has not just been hidden right here, it's also been hidden right there. Facts have been told and lies have been told about us. Facts and lies have been told about the people, Black people in the United States. And until you actually, this is what you need to understand also, they don't want us to connect. Okay, these are, let me tell you, my African brothers and sisters, wherever you are, we need to connect. So long as you're Black, you need to connect. Enough of them telling you, oh, we've lost connection with the people in the United States, those who are Blacks. We are connected and we come from same generation, from same ancestors, like from the same continent. They might have been born in America, but it doesn't make them different. Okay? We are all Black people and we need to embrace that. This division bullshit makes these white people happy. They celebrate when they see us divided, fighting and all this. While it should be the other way around. We should be fighting them, celebrating when they're turning against each other, because for the longest time it's always been a clapping hands on how Black people are down. It's a high time we are on the top, not on the bottom. That's my closing remark. So much love. Have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful day. See you guys tonight on the For the Culture Show, not for Africa Today show. See you guys on the For the Culture Show with me and Kamlesh. Of course, it's all about music there. A different conversation. We shall see whether we shall be getting political or other entertainment. So kindly tune in. That is from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and get to have an amazing conversation with us. But this does not end here. Katie is next with the African Diary, and check out what she's all about. Come back, show love, and of course, show support. Later on, we shall be having the Black Kings frequency by Kamlesh and HR the Messenger. HR Richard the Messenger. Asanteni sana for tuning in. Live chat, thank you so much for following the host. I hope you shall be coming back. We do this every day. We have different programs and we get to diverse on these African problems as we get to find other discuss how we can bring the solutions. And I'm glad you have followed us, and it means that you know what is really, really going on. Asanteni sana once again. See you guys when you see me. Have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful afternoon or rather evening. Also, thank you to everyone who has been with us on YouTube and on Facebook. Kindly smash the like button. You've been here with me, silent listeners, but I appreciate you. Your turnout is really most appreciated. Your time of just you being here, not communicating, it's still highly appreciated. I see live chat is saying that I will be in Kenya in a few weeks. Nice. Nice. You're not in Kenya? Where are you? Actually, when you come, look for me. Do we go out? Where do we go?
They don't like
I'm just joking.
yeah. One thing.
Thank you so much, and I hope when you come to Kenya, you enjoy your staycation or whatever you're coming to do, whether it's business. I hope everything goes well for you. Much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. And I'm single. And I'm searching.
Y'all remember when I used to bring that suit to young niggas just a bougie dude. Say, I mean, I'm in the city, you're moving through.